Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday rest today. That's for those of you that are having one. Right, last Thursday I had a personal haul, and I shared a few of those dies, and they came in printed sheets of paper. Now, a couple of the dies I didn't get a chance to cut out, and there's a few more that I'm going to be cutting out this week. But in particular, Marilyn said, can you use the lace dies that come with paper? And, you know, if you run out of paper, kind of do your own thing with them afterwards. And the answer to that is yes. And I'm just going to do a quick share of that after. But first up, I made a card. Now, this is a Cartabella Snap Click Supply image that you can see going on behind there. And for my camera, I have to go sideways because this is gloriously large. And one of the die sets that I shared with you comes with the base, this little frame that I've decided to cut in foil. I'm going to try and get close up there. And you can either use the windows or you can use the shutters. Now they come so that when you pop them into your paper, I'm going to try and get close up there, it doesn't cut through, it creates a hinge so that you'll run it through on your sheets of cardstock. You turn your die around and run it through again, because you only get like one window die and one shutter die. If you want one, if you want a pair, you've got to cut one, spin it around, send it through again, and you'll get your open and closing window. Right, so let's do this. I have used acetate behind, and I think it was Hunky Dory. Can you see that? It's like snowdrop acetate, and I did get that a couple of years ago, I think. But there's that gorgeous Cartabella image. I just love that. I think it's really cute. But I'm going to show you a close-up there. There you go. So if I get my finger underneath now and open it, you can see it is connected onto that little hinge. And to do the windows there, I've used a glitter that you can't get anymore. If anybody spots it, do let me know. And it's this stuff, vintage sparkle glitter. And this one is called String of Pearls. And it is absolutely gorgeous. It's made by Sulin Industries. And obviously you get a gorgeous sort of like retro type crystal on the top, but you just can't buy it. So if anybody spots this particular one, do let me know, because it's one of my favorites for doing frosty windows. And then for the bottom section, I've used larger crystals, and I'll do, you know, a kind of close-up of that. And I use the Floralcraft Diamond Dust. Now you have to be really careful with this. I'm unscrewing the lid. Let's see if it can get in there. There you go. Because it's real glass, it's really, really thin glass, and it's kind of smashed up into different shard sizes so that it catches and refracts the light differently, so you get a super sparkle. So that's what's dotted down below the glitter area. So I've kind of like got my frost and my snow on there. But I just thought that was an absolutely fabulous die set. And I will come back and I'll use the shutters because they look great as barn doors as well. So you can have farm animals or just a bunch of pumpkins or anything there. And you could, of course, if you wanted to, put a little wreath on this door. But it's just a glorious size for a card. It really is. And just being able to open it, you know, it just makes me smile. Yeah. So that's one of the first ones, and I'm going to put it that way so you can see the size of it. But I did give all the measurements last week. So that is the window. And next up was the little mittens, and I did cut them and I mounted them onto white cardstock. So they do cut out without any outline, because I heard people say they love it when they can cut stuff out without an outline. But I actually placed mine onto heavyweight cardstock because I'm going to punch a hole and then I'm going to thread my twine through and do some tags. So I mounted those. And then the next thing was that glorious lace die that came with sheets of paper. And this is what Marilyn, I think, wanted to see. And as you can see there, it cuts out absolutely beautifully. I'll flip it over because it's a lot easier to see the design. It is gorgeous. So that is one done, cut out of one of the pattern sheets that you can buy with this die. I mean, you could cut that in 4 cardstock and, for a wedding or a golden wedding anniversary, and just have, a couple of gold rings and congratulations or what have you underneath. It is just absolutely beautiful. And if you look, you'll see you've got lines that divide into quarters. So you could take those pieces out and you could have just like a quarter going into a corner or for a pocket. So this thing can be chopped up, and it also comes up with layering panels for the inside in that kind of, don't know what sort of shape you call that. It's kind of labelly lozengey. That's what I'm going to call it. Right, and here it is, cut out of heavyweight cardstock, just in plain white heavyweight cardstock. So you could have just white lace, and I have used one of the backgrounds here as well. So I just used craft cardstock, because you can get, a little bit shabby if you want to with this. You don't have to be, very pretty and classic. You can get very shabby with this. So I'm just going to move those things out of the way. I'm going to bring in my scruffy mat, and I'm hoping that I don't have any other colours on my mat, because I'm always using it. And I'll just throw that around for a little while and just show you how easy it is to change this up. Right, so I'm hoping that I've got some ink left in this one, because I'm just checking my blending tools. So I'm using old paper. I'm loading this up here. I'm just going to go in off the edge. Just going to colour this up. And of course you can do whatever colour you wanted to. You can do lilacs. You can do all your Easter colours. You could stamp a little rabbit or anything into that panel. But I'm just going to do a quick bit of ink in here, just to show you how quickly and easily you can alter it. Now, obviously I need to load this up with a lot more ink, I think. And so what I'll do is I'm just going to do this bit. Now, because you've got the panels that will die cut, the inner pieces, you can cut one, you can fasten it down in the middle so that you can do all of your colouring, and then you can lift that off and you'll have a nice clean white panel there, which you can make any other colour you choose. You could then kind of like blend out. And I've also got a little bit of tea dye here, so I'm just going to change over my blending tool. And I do love tea dye. I tend to like all the grungy brown shades. And then, where you've gone with your old paper, you can just go in with a little bit of tea dye and just distress the edges up just a little bit. But, as I said, you can leave it plain white if you want to. But all I've done there is, I think, 3/3 of this. Shame on me. I should complete it. But just imagine you've got that. Obviously, you're going to have to glue it down, but onto a piece of craft cardstock. I'm going to put my lid back on there. Just find it. Move that out of the way. But isn't that nice? Just absolutely love that. And the sky's just gone very black outside, so I'm glad my camera's showing up. So you can absolutely, distress that. If you've got large rose dies or anything like that, or you've got stamps that will cut out, you can have all of your roses going on there. Yeah, it's going very dark, so I'm just going to try and get some clarity back. There we go. But just an absolutely gorgeous die and a gorgeous size. And I will be going away to finish that, because I do intend to use it this week. But that was just very quickly what I got up to at the weekend, so that you can see it just cuts absolutely beautifully. It really, really does. And of course, my lovely little deer just peeking out from that window. Just love him. And once again, if you wanted to, you could use wood grain effect paper to cut your window out. But I love that. Right. I thank you so much for joining me today. And I am going to be up tomorrow with DIY Art Bin, and it's a design team haul and a lot of new Christmas items. I thank you so much for watching. I really, really do. And as usual, all links below. Bye.